So I have a really bad habit of bidding on things in online auctions and then forgetting that I did that. That was the case with, well, that big military trailer over there, and then now this one here. I had no idea what we were gonna do with this.
You didn't have any idea what you were gonna do with the other one either.
I still don't.
Yeah.
So actually a viewer sent me a link to this trailer in a government auction site a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, something like that. So I just threw a cheap bid on it. That way, once it came up for auction and people started bidding on it, it would remind me by saying that I was outbid, and then I could watch it and see what it went for. All right, go ahead and pull that off of there. But instead what happened was I was out in, oh, did I forget to undo the winch off the front? Whoops.
Well, you stress tested it.
So you know what I've been meaning to do for a while? This is just the, from the factory winch line on these Harbor Freight winches that has, of course, the thimble on it that you put your hook into. But since I like the hookless setups where you don't have any hook on the end, it's just the soft loop like that, I've been meaning to cut that end off.
That's perfect.
And tie a new locking Brummel loop in the end of it for a while.
You don't even have to cut it.
Huh. So, I remembered to undo all the chains. Forgot about the winch I used to load the trailer.
Yep.
Well, number one, that beast of a winch didn't even start to struggle.
Pretty strong.
Number two, I still have a tailgate and a back window in my truck because it's synthetic and not cable that goes flying around. Number three, that Yankum saw shackle held up no problem at all. Well, then let's continue with what we're doing. I thought it was like rolling kind of slow, but now I know why. Either way, yeah, like 3 weeks, a month ago, something like that, a viewer sent me a link to this trailer on a government auction website. So I was like, well, that's cool. So I put a bid on it. That way when it came up for auction, it would remind me about it. I know you can like add it to your watch list or whatever, but I've had a few auction sites not notify me of something I really intended to buy when it came up on my watch list, and then I missed out on it. So I found it's more reliable to just throw a cheap bid on it. But then the problem is I completely forgot about this trailer. So I was out in Utah with the Western Star, which pretend the Western Star is right there because it's not right now. But either way, I was out in Utah with the Western Star, driving back, cruising along, my phone's in the phone holder, and it lights up with an email notification saying, congratulations, you've won, from a government auction site. And I couldn't remember what the heck I bid on. So for the next 20 minutes going down the road, I am racking my brain trying to figure out what type of truck did I just buy, what trailer did I could not think of what I bid on. And I do that a lot, where I like throw bids on stuff and then usually they get outbid and they go higher than I wanted, so I end up never buying them. But I thought I bought some military truck or something. I could not figure it out. And then later at the truck stop, I actually opened my email and went to my account on that site, and I bought this Shutt Industries 2.5 ton utility trailer with a set of mat tracks on it. And I was very happy that I did that at that point, because that's just cool. I don't know what to do with it, but it's cool. These tracks are mat tracks, trailer tracks. They're a non-powered track. They just free coast along. They bolt onto an 8-lug trailer hub right here. They're rated for 12,000 pounds. This trailer is only rated for 5, but these are rated for 12,000 pounds. And since they're 8-lug, you can put them on any trailer with an 8-lug axle. Like I could pull all the tires off of this and then bolt those right onto one of those axles. I can do it to my car trailer over there, my dump trailer. Pretty cool setup once we figure out what we're gonna do with it. I'm kind of bummed that I broke my winch line, but also that was the part I needed to take off anyway. So we gotta fix that now. Yeah. always going to be a good day when you start out the morning breaking stuff. Flaw in my plan. I was going to use the pintle hitch on the back of my pickup to hook onto that trailer and go park it somewhere. Plus just pull it around because it looked cool to see a track trailer in the mirror. But the gooseneck is hooked to the pickup right now. And to park the gooseneck, it goes over here. And I just parked this truck in the way with that trailer on the ground behind it. So I guess we'll use the gray truck. Oh, we got new gear we got to unload and put in the truck. So many things, David. So many. You're going to say that, but I beat you to it. Okay, back me up to that thing. Think we can pick it up and roll it forward? Oh, yeah.
CDs.
It's the operator's manual on CD. There's 2 of them. Then we got spare brake lines. Oh, no, I know what this is for. So this trailer would have had completely different hubs on it, the military hubs, and it has surge brakes. So this right here is the master cylinder. This pushes in when you hit the brakes and it pushes on it, and that applies brake pressure to the wheels, but that was all removed to put on a standard trailer 8-lug spindle because that's what these tracks bolt to. So that's why there's brake lines in there. Oh, I got the best idea what we can do with this trailer. It's going to be amazing. But we'll have to get it over there and show you. Hold on. This on here, and then we hook it to the back of a snowcat or a tracked vehicle, and we go snow camping in that, mounted on this.
That'll have to be a future video when there's snow.
Here's the problem though, and the problem with buying this in the first place. This was an insanely good deal, which is why I bought it on accident. It's because nobody else bid on it and I just ended up with it. And I thought, oh, that's fine. Like, it's one of those things I have no need for, but I'm like, it's fine because it was so cheap that it's fine to buy even though I don't have any need for it. Except for now, I need a snowcat or a tracked vehicle to pull it with. So this super cheap trailer that I accidentally bought just got really expensive.
Got a whole lot more expensive.
Or somebody's going to make me a super good offer on this thing and I'll just sell it because I know those tracks are worth a lot of money. And then I'll just make money off the deal.
Yeah, win-win.
Or we have to go snow camping for the track trailer.
Yeah.
Let me measure this frame out and see if it'll work. So when I got this camper, I had to build this frame for it down here, as you can see, because it is made for older vehicles that are not so tall in the cab. So I built this riser frame to make it so this cleared the cab of either the gray truck or my black Ram. It fits on both. And then I ramped it on each end so that I could winch it up and down the deck of the rollback like a skid and put it on the rollback and have it on the rollback when I needed to go somewhere far away with the rollback, which I've done a few times now. And this makes for one hell of a comfy sleeper on the back of the truck. So this frame inside to inside is 34.5. This here, it's gonna sit like barely on each edge, like sticking off. That's not super ideal. But you know what we do? since this is 2.5 inch rise from here, probably 2 1/4 off of that, we just get a piece of 2 1/4 inch OD square stock and put right here, and then it gives it a wider platform that'll sit on. Or we just be hacks and stick a 2x4 on each side right here, and it'll sit on that and we're fine. Lengthwise, 7 feet. I think we're actually really good there. This is 7 feet to the end of the skid frame. Actually just under, so that works. It'll fit. And then we've got an off-road snow camper.
Yeah.
One other cool thing about this trailer is entirely aluminum. That's why it's all riveted together and not welded. Aluminum is very brittle, so if you weld it and then use it in a rough, shaky, bouncy environment, like what the military would do, the welds break. So this trailer is entirely riveted together. Also, it's a full aluminum trailer, so that's cool. I really don't have any big care for this trailer. Like, I wouldn't mind selling the trailer, and then I can build a flat deck trailer with no fenders, because you don't need fenders because there's no tires there anymore. I mean, tires will bolt right back on it. Any 8 6.5 lug tire bolt right back on it, but I don't need the fenders and all this stuff. I could build just a square flat deck trailer, throw an 8 lug axle in it, bolt these tracks on it. I have a track trailer that's much more useful for general cargo type of stuff than this one. Then you know what I could do? I could fall. But then what I could do is I could do, like, if we get a snowcat to pull it with, or mat tracks on this thing again, which would be cool too. I could do more of like the tower access type stuff like we did the last couple years. We had one where we had to haul a whole bunch of fuel and supplies up to a tower up to the north of here and packing them in the back of the track Jeep, I think is what we did it with. And then they used a snowcat to resupply a tower. We had a cargo trailer on tracks.
Yeah.
And then a snowcat to pull it with.
Yeah.
We do all kinds of that type of stuff. Lots of possibilities. We'll see. For now, let's go look at the other trailer project and how that's going. So my low bed trailer, as you can see, brand new deck boards. This thing is done with its makeover, almost. We got to build the new oversized sign for the back. But I have the sign, I just need to build 2 mounts. That's super easy. So I took this thing up to a utility trailer in Redmond, Oregon, just 20 minutes to the north of us here. And they did this whole deck on it. The deck was a project I was not going to do. They were fast, they did a great job, and a very fair price. So if you need, well, any trailer work done, but especially your trailer redecked, very highly recommend. They got it knocked out. It looks so much better with the new deck on it. They like completed everything. And you can see I have 2 extra deck boards. These are outrigger boards. A lot of people asked what these on the side of the trailer were for. They're called outriggers. You undo the lock, flip these out, and you take those extra boards and you lay right here across all of these, and now you have a 10-foot wide deck for wider machines and stuff like that. A lot of construction machines, 100% unnecessary, and I never use these. Agricultural machines, though, will have their entire tire out here a lot of times, and then you kind of have to use them. But excavators, dozers, all of that stuff, there's enough track sitting over here that you never use these. To show how little I ever use outriggers, I have been pulling low beds and hauling equipment for 21 years now. Yeah, 21 years. That's crazy to think. But I have used outriggers exactly twice in my life. And once was only because someone else loaded the trailer and already set them up. The other time was a grape harvester where the inside of the tires were just right here, wouldn't quite fit the deck, so I had to use outriggers. When we did this trailer, I very much debated taking these and just throwing them in the corner of the yard because I'm never going to use them, let's be real. But I thought they made it look a lot better with this broken up color on the side, and that is the only reason I even put them back on, is purely for the aesthetics of it. And then since I was getting all new deck boards, I had them get me 2 extras just so I had the 2 matching outrigger boards. Those stay in the corner of the yard until it's time to haul something or need outriggers. Then you throw them on the deck, strap them down. When you get there, flip out all your outriggers, set them in it, and load your machine. You'll probably never see me do that. But big thanks to Utility Trailer. They did a great job. Okay, so recently you guys saw me tow a fire truck and I didn't have the gear I needed because it was in the Western Star. So I got the gear I needed that can live in the rollback forever and no more swapping gear between trucks. Because I was hours out into the middle of the forest, and if I would not have been able to figure that out, it would have been trouble. This is a Tiger tool. What the heck is this? Instructions. How are there instructions? You put this on the U-joint, and you put an impact gun in there, and it presses the press-in U-joints apart to get the drive shaft off for the press-in shafts. And I just noticed on the instructions it says, have what it takes. Now I have what it takes. Yeah, that was not good. I also got another drip pan for when if you have to pull axle shafts. This is what catches the oil. They give you a free little tow truck with your orders, even though I have gotten orders from them that did not have my free little tow truck. And I was a little bit upset, but Riley was super upset she didn't get a toy tow truck. And here should be axle caps. Yes. There's all my axle caps. I have a full set in the Western Star. Now I'll have a set in the rollback as well. So what these do, there's different sizes for different axles. Say I need to pull this axle shaft out. Let's go to the rollback, it's go better. Let's say I can't get the drive shaft out for some reason, or the reason we're towing it is a blown up differential, the gear's inside, something like that. Then we got to pull the axle shafts out. The hub, the wheel, all that stuff is mounted on a big spindle nut. So when you undo these bolts here and pull the axle shaft out, all this stays, the bearings stay, everything will keep rolling just the same. But there is oil inside of here. So you undo all these bolts, smack this with a big hammer, pops it loose, you pull the whole axle shaft out. You do it on both sides. Well, actually you do it to all four. You always do all four. And then you take this cap, this is the wrong one of course, and you bolt it. I have all those different ones, different bolt patterns. You bolt it back in place over where the axle was, and then you can pop your little plug out right here and use this to fill it back up with oil. That way all the bearings in here stay oiled and you go down the road without leaking oil everywhere or burning up bearings. And then the drive shaft stays in. Then if the ring gear, pinion, into that, it's all blown up in there, none of it matters because it's just bearings right here that are rolling. Nothing's connected all the way through. But always pull all four axle shafts. And there should be the seals for it in here. There is, the gaskets. These are the gaskets. So you would find the gasket for the one you're using, and of course put it on the back side, and that's going to seal the oil. Okay, more stuff. Next box. Okay, this is a Brake Buddy. Actually, I don't think that's the brand name, but that's what it is. It's a remote operated braking device. I have one in the Western Star. Now I'll have one on the rollback as well. It's a deal that clamps onto your steering wheel here, clamps onto your brake pedal here. You hook air to it off your truck's brake side for the trailer. Then when you hit your truck brakes, it pushes the brakes in the truck. Now you can plumb into the air system of the truck and run the air directly, but on some trucks it's a pain in the ass or not practical. So you can just use that on the steering wheel. I also got a steering wheel strap to hold it straight. Some new front axle straps because those are basically a consumable. You go through them. And then a whole nother set of air system quick connects for different types of trucks. These go onto different valves on the trucks, which means I got to put my fittings on the end of all of these. And that's how you air up the truck to supply air to it, and then this can run the brakes on it. Remember when we towed the AgriCycle truck, the fertilizer tanker, and I didn't have the air? I didn't have this kit, so I could just plug right into the quick coupler that was on the truck to air it up, because this was in the rollback, because I had just done towing in the rollback.
Yep.
I didn't put it back in the Zacklift. Then I put it back in the Zacklift, and then I went and towed a big truck with the rollback and didn't have the air fitting to put it in there.
Yep.
Now, both trucks have their own kits. Okay, that's our stuff. Now, our big announcement. So now we're standing in front of my imaginary Western Star to tell you about our big announcement. If you're wondering where the Western Star actually is, it's at McCauley's Truck Center, getting the AC setup replaced, because I don't know if the Utah videos have posted yet, but if they have, you saw that my AC died on my way to Utah, and I said this truck was done. I'm not driving anymore until the AC gets fixed, so it's getting the AC fixed. But either way, in front of my imaginary Western Star here, Western Star runs an annual contest where they bring 8 Western Star owners, drivers, fans, something like that, to the Western Star Star Nation Experience. And this year, the Star Nation Experience prize was an all expenses paid trip to Bend, Oregon for 4 days of adventure in Bend, Oregon, and then get to go up to Daimler's Proving Grounds, which is the R&D facility for Western Star, Freightliner, Thomas buses, and all of the other brands that Daimler owns, Western Star being one of the main ones. So we're gonna get to go to the Proving Grounds, get to drive a bunch of the brand new Western Star trucks, the new stuff coming out, the 49X series, try obstacle courses, stuff like that, meet a bunch of other influential people in the Western Star world. We have to go fly fishing. We have to go side-by-side riding through the woods. You get to do a lot of cool stuff with Western Star, so that is coming up in a future video. But yeah, that was my major announcement that some of you think is really cool and some of you could not care less about. But either way, I've been chosen to be part of the Western Star Star Nation Experience, thanks to my big, beautiful Western Star that's not here. Should we just like not do anything else and like that's the end of the video?
Just talk about your imaginary Western Star.
And then just leave.
Yeah.
Let's do that.